Love the music. Oh,
Yeah, me too, guy. Me too. On that note, let's start this. We don't need to delay anymore. Hold on. Hello and welcome to the first Friday stream of 2021. And as Sarah says, he loves the music. Today we are going to be doing something kind of different from the usual, but still in the same vein of education, learning, thinking. And that is we're going to be setting some goals. You know, with the new year, a lot of people like to make New Year's resolutions. We're going to be setting some goals for the year and talking about what it means to have good, solid goals. I've opened up a bunch of web pages so that I'm not just completely talking out of my brain. But without further ado, Cyrus, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Refreshed, ready to just play some ranked this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about who you are and what's been going on. You're usually on here with me for these Friday streams, but maybe people don't really fully know your story. Can you give them like a general breakdown of who you are and why it's important to follow your journey, I guess?
Yeah. So for those who haven't met me, hi, I'm Cyrus. I am, I think, the worst at Brawlhalla of the devs. And so basically, every Friday or most Fridays, you will watch me learn how to be better at the game. And I started in 10. I think my lowest was actually 10. Yes, people do go to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got up to silver, gold, and currently at gold about 1470, 1500-ish, maybe.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I think you got gold for this season, but of course, season reset's about to happen. That's all gonna get wiped. But that's okay. You get a good jumping off point for later. All right, so today we're gonna talk about some goals. Like I said, I have some web pages opened up, and then we're gonna write these goals down on this this left side. I'm gonna switch over here. So look, we got a fancy document. I'm gonna send it to Cyrus after the stream to be like, hey, these are your goals for the year, and we're gonna check.
Oh, so everybody's gonna be holding me accountable. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
If you fail on these goals, you're not just failing yourself, you're failing the thousands of people watching right now. All at least 10,000 of them are going to be upset with you.
Okay.
So that's going to happen.
All right. Well, then maybe I take back the goal that I thought I had.
Yeah, maybe we lower these goals a little bit. Let's start. Okay, so this is talking about the 5 golden rules of goal setting per this person. And so number 1 is set goals that motivate you. This makes a whole lot of sense because me telling Cyrus, hey, your goal for the year is to hit diamond is probably not going to be as valuable as Cyrus telling himself to hit diamond for the year. And again, we're going to be talking about this in the confines of Brawlhalla, but of course you can take all these ideas and apply it to the grander scheme of things. It could be, we could equate this to like, my goal is for you to lose 50 pounds and be able to bench press 200.
Oh, it is. Did I tell you about that?
A little bit, but we didn't go into specifics quite yet. But so that's just a kind of general statement. So, what are some goals that motivate you? Let's start there.
So, I've been thinking a little bit about this, and I've never said this before, but I'm gonna say it today.
Oh,
2021, I will hit plat.
Ooh, okay. Cyrus
I will hit plat. 2021. I know that's like, that is my ultimate goal for this year.
Mm-hmm.
That I want to hit plat 20. I will hit plat 2021. And then, I have, smaller goals, or I'd love to, kind of discuss some smaller goals as well. But that is, I think, the ultimate one for me is I think, and I feel that this is the year I'm going to hit plat.
Okay. This is 1680. That is your goal elo is 1680.
So okay. I've got about 200 elo to 200 to 300 elo to gain this year.
Okay. That's definitely doable. Yeah. Cyrus is currently gold. He's been able to hit gold consistently, which, I mean, let's be real, was a challenge at one point. So he is definitely growing. Let's get some other goals just in case, like when we go to these other steps, that hitting plat doesn't quite apply. So are there some other general overarching goals, like learn some new weapons, or I don't know, feel more confident, play ranked more, things like that?
That's a I think you hit a couple ones that I think I really need. So play ranked more. I still have that, and we've covered it in a past stream, and but sometimes that whole idea of ranked anxiety. Sometimes I just don't want to play ranked, right? But ultimately, I keep coming back to the point that ranked is one of the best ways to get better. You're constantly facing people that are your skill level or better, and that is, in my opinion, one of the fastest way to improve. So I think I need to be, for lack of a better word, less afraid of ranked this year. More willing to kind of just jump into ranked queue. Maybe stop focusing so much on my elo as a number, and then just kind of just going there and playing. I like the weapon one you mentioned. Maybe focusing on, actually just nailing down combos. But I think I need to flesh that goal out a little bit as well.
Okay.
There was another one another really good one that you mentioned earlier.
Playing ranked more, learning how to play more, feeling more confident in your gameplay.
I will say to everybody asking, I will not be picking a main in 2021.
Okay. That's okay. You don't have to.
Yeah. Oh yes, one of the things I want to do is, and this is something that I have said a lot, and I've done it up and down. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. It is watch my replays.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Watching replays has always been it's a good experience to kind of like pick apart your own gameplay. Maybe that's why I don't do it, I guess, but kind of getting over that, watching my replays. I started doing this thing where so one of the things I realized last year was I don't know what it is, but when I watch, sometimes I watched M for Mini play, and I don't think M for Mini is I don't think he's a Qatar main, correct? But
I know him more
but
for like Axe and Lance, but yeah.
I watched him play Qatars sometime last year, and I went back into the game, and I was like instantly like 5 elo better. I mean,
okay.
An arbitrary number, but like I something about watching esports or just the pros, like I guess you pick up on some of their tactics, you kind of watch how they're playing, stuff like that. So I think I want to watch a little, like I want to watch esports more with a analytical view. Like I still really enjoy watching esports as fun, but at the same time, I want to start like maybe taking notes. Maybe that would be a good way. I don't know, chat. If you have suggestions on how to take watching, a tournament or a pro streaming, and then how to incorporate that into your own gameplay, let me know, because that's something I'd like to do as well. And in general, going back to replays, if you are able to join a lobby of a high elo player or a pro player, then correct me if I'm wrong, but those replays save in yours, correct?
Yeah, if you're watching as well. Oh my goodness, thank you for the subscriptions.
Whoa,
I don't have the notifications, but thank you. I believe Blackworm BH gifted 10 tier 1 subs. So thank you and congratulations to everyone who got those subs. All right, so we're going to move on. This is a lot of really good stuff. Realistically, we're probably not going to hit all of these, but that's okay. So the next thing, this is something that I see across the board. Where's the... Okay, here we go. What I want to do. I see across the board is this thing called SMART, how to set SMART goals. And SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals. This is a concept that, again, gets thrown around a lot. So we're going to take this first one. Cirrus hits plat 1680, and we're going to break it down into those specific parts. So to hit 1680, obviously that's your specific. You want to hit an exact number of elo. So we'll hit that. Technically, there's a name. Okay. Measurable. Obviously, that's a good measurable number. Obviously, like in comparison, the play ranked more is kind of an ambiguous thing, so it's a lot harder to say. But you would want to put a measurable value on that.
That's a really good point. So I guess maybe setting like, hey, I need to hit X amount of matches a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Ranked matches. Yeah.
That would be your specific and measurable amounts.
Okay, so in your opinion, what, for me or for anyone, what is, I mean, I guess everyone's very different, but for somebody who says they want to play ranked more, what's a good amount of ranked matches a week?
Okay.
I mean, I know that varies so much. Everybody's got such different play times and
exactly.
Yeah.
It's obviously this is something that's gonna vary from person to person. But here's what I'll say with regards to things like play ranked more and whatnot is that your goal shouldn't be to hit a quota per se as much as it should be to create a good habit. So in my opinion, it should be not like play ranked more as much as it's saying like play one ranked game a day. Like that should be your goal, is hit that one ranked game. And most people are gonna be like, okay, that's really easy, I could totally do that. But then you realize like there's a lot of things that, you know, one day you're gonna be like, oh, I had a long day at work and I just finished eating and I'm not really feeling it. And you're like, getting past that barrier and just getting on, you're likely to play more than one ranked game, but just getting that initial one in is kind of your foot in the door. Because by comparison, when the goal's really high, or even like just a little bit higher, if the goal was like play 10 ranked games a day, which a lot of people are like, yeah, I do that regularly. When you set that goal like that, there's a lot of people who are going to be like, oh man, 10, man, that's really like oppressive number. I don't know if I can set aside the hour or two it's going to take to do that.
Okay, so how about I'm going to start with five ranked matches a week.
Okay.
So that kind of gives me enough breathing room. Like, let's say I have a busy day, or I can't get to the computer, I can't play today, or you know what? Sometimes you just don't feel like it. That's okay too, right? So 5 ranked matches a week minimum.
Okay. So here's what I'll say again. That's a great goal. You want to generally be more specific with it, and the other side of that is, okay, so this is one thing that's hard. So like if your goal was, I don't know, what's a general habit? Brushing your teeth. Maybe you're someone with generally bad hygiene and your goal is to brush your teeth more. When it comes to creating a good habit like that, you want to do it daily, because when you start falling out of that daily habit, that's when you start
I see what you mean.
Forgetting. So usually you want to have
it's kind of like with the gym, right? Like, you miss a couple days and then you're off your entire schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
Story of my life. Okay, so let's do it. Let's do at least a minimum of one ranked match every day.
Okay. So I'm gonna make you make this even more specific. The more you can visualize yourself doing this thing, the more you are likely to actualize this goal. So that means, where are you going to play this ranked game? What are you going to play this ranked game with, equipment wise?
Most likely,
are you going to do things before you play it?
Okay. Most likely, I will be playing on my PC, especially on weekdays. On weekends, I will be playing on the Switch. Unless I get to my PC.
Okay. And are you going to play this in your current room that you're in, or are you going to play this, like, obviously with your Switch, you're a little bit more mobile. Are you going to play this on the couch? Are you going to play this on the toilet?
This exact spot. So I'll be playing from here every day. Yeah.
Okay.
And on days that I will not play from here, I'll be playing on the Switch.
Okay. And then I think Egg Soup has a really good talk about like pre-ranked match rituals per se, but are you going to have anything like that?
I haven't really thought about that. I think it's always a good idea to warm up. So before, all right, I'm gonna try and follow the framework that you've provided. All right. So before I play my daily ranked match, I will play 2 strikeout matches to warm up. And how about this? How about this? Let's combine some goals in here. All right. And I will watch the replay of my previous ranked match. That will be my warm up. So I'll play 2 strikeout games and watch the replay of my previous ranked.
Okay. That seems very specific and actionable. There's a lot of good numbers so that you know exactly your quantities and things like that.
So, because I was thinking, I was like, okay, I could watch the replay of my previous match before I play my next match. But I know, like, and trying to set a realistic goal. I know that, especially when I get in the zone, or if I'm getting too into it, which maybe should be another goal. But I know realistically I won't be able to do that between each match. So I think this way is a nice way for me to kind of set a realistic goal of, okay, this means at minimum I'm watching, hey Atari, I'm watching at least 1 replay a day as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. I was gonna throw that in as part of your weekly daily goals, but good on you to just throw it in yourself. All right, so we've got specific and measurable down. Attainable, I think we've accomplished that, but just like to kind of hit that so that people understand what we're talking about with attainable. It's like the difference between Cirrus saying I'm gonna hit 3,000 elo and saying I'm gonna hit 1680 elo. Like sometimes you got to be harsh on yourself and just be realistic. What's nice about setting goals like these are saying like, okay, my goal is to hit 1680, and if you blow that out of the water by summer, then you're like, all right, I can just set a new goal. It's much better to set like step goals than to just set one far off goal and just be like, I'll get there eventually, because that's not setting realistic attainable goals. So just explaining that one out. Okay. Relevant.
So question. So do you think it might be worth breaking the 1680 elo goal into 2 goals? Maybe having like a closer one 6 months from now? Because so when I was thinking about it, 1680 by December 31st. That's that goal. But maybe it might be worth saying, hey, before that I want to hit 1550.
Yeah.
By June or something.
I think that's kind of jumping into the time bound status of it. As I was actually gonna say, like, yeah, do you want to, because you're hitting gold 4, right? Which
I think I've
you can go.
I was gonna say I think I may have already hit 1500 at some point. I don't have those screenshots that I sent you.
Yeah, they got deleted. That's okay. I'm reasonably confident you've hit gold 4, which is 1564.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, that's pretty good. That's definitely above average if you're hitting gold 4. But we can say, how about I'm gonna just write this down and then we can break it down into like a proper goal setting. Consistently hit gold 4, peak gold 5 by when do you think you could hit gold 5 by? Like, what's your end goal for hitting gold 5?
That's really tough. I don't know what a realistic timeline would look like for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you still have because you used to record your elo, right?
No,
like your elo gains and losses?
Yeah, I don't have the spreadsheet. I stopped doing that spreadsheet a while back. For those of you who don't know, I like early on, the first couple seasons that we were doing this, I tracked literally every single thing, like who I was playing, what level they were, what opponent, what weapons, stuff like that. It just got a lot to track.
Yeah, for sure.
So I don't have that data anymore. But let's do half of the year, right? So
Okay.
like let's do June.
By June. Whenever the rank season is in June, we'll try to check in by then. That's a good check-in point, kind of a mid-year thing.
Right.
Sweet. I also, yeah, so I really like the idea of doing like Excel spreadsheets and tracking all this and that. But also I definitely recognize like the more like stopgaps, the more things you put in the way to your barrier to entry, the less motivated you're going to be. You know what I mean? Like, I really like the idea of having a lot of data of recording all of the like just literally recording your ELO gains and losses per game, per day, whatever. But I also recognize like it's going to hit a point where you're like, you know what? I don't want to play today because I don't want to have to do all this extra stuff before and after.
It's funny because that's kind of how it started, right? So like I started with tracking like just what my ELO was, what my opponent's ELO was, and then whether it was a win or loss. And then slowly I just started adding more and more like variables. I was like, what legend were they using? What legend was I using? You know, stuff like that. And, you know, damage numbers. And it did become a lot because I'd have to like, after each game, I'd spend 3 minutes just taking down information from end of match screen and then, you know, putting it into Excel. But so, you know, I think that's a good example of something that is not a realistic goal, right? Like it kind of pushes you off what you were intending to do initially.
Yeah, exactly. So here's one thing that I'll throw in there. Again, I feel like I'm going off book because we're definitely not hitting this smart, but I think like within what we're doing, we're hitting pieces of what a smart goal is. So we have some like pre-game things that we do, right? You got to warm up, you got to play one ranked game, all this stuff. What I want to add on is kind of a post-game good habit, because I think a lot of people have this habit in particular of, especially on loss, just mashing the A button and saying, all right, let's go next. Like just wanting to dive back into the next game. So I'm going to throw in this post-game habit of every time you finish a game now, you have to pause. You have to breathe in, hold that breath for an 8 count, and then breathe out for a 7 count. Okay.
Yeah.
And
okay.
That's called a 4-7-8. It's a good breathing exercise. It's something that people should do in general, but that's going to be your end game.
You know, one of the things I want to do as well. It's kind of just something I've been thinking about while we've been talking. I don't think it's enough to say that it's a goal or even a smart goal, but or maybe it is. I don't know. You could help me. But I want to stop focusing on the W's. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like a lot of times when I play ranked, I'm like, okay, I got to get X amount of wins, or I got to do this, or I got to do that, and I realize a lot of what I'm doing is I'm focusing on the wins, and I think that's putting too much pressure on me as a person, right? Like, like the win should not be, you know, the win is the goal, right? But it is not the only thing that I'm playing for. So, I mean, you know, I think especially when I'm trying to learn and improve, I'm maybe focusing too much on getting that W and not enough on what I'm taking away from the game or what I learned from that game. All I want to see is that number go up by 1, you know? Yeah,
absolutely. I think, so again, Eggsuit last year put out an hour-long video that I highly recommend anyone who's even remotely interested in what we're doing here, go watch that video, because it's a really good video that goes into detail on various parts of this. It's not as goal-oriented, but it does a lot with like kind of just mentality within the game and things like that. Another part of what you're talking about is something that I think gets brought up a lot, but I don't know if it necessarily gets fleshed out conceptually, is this idea of focus more on improving than winning. It's like what most people will tell you, like, oh, you know what, how do I get to plat? You focus on your gameplay, focus on getting better instead of focusing on that number ELO. But I fully recognize how hard that is, because of course when you're playing, at the end of the day, seeing that number go up, that's your gold star, that's your like jackpot in that kind of emotional lottery. So I get that.
Yep.
So your goal is going to be to stop focusing on the W. Let's actually, here, we're gonna take this and let's break this down into what does that mean? Because I think this is one of those overarching hard concept things that like people are going to say ethereally, but not really like,
Right.
Yeah. So, what does that mean? Is there a way we can turn this into a SMART goal? I actually don't have an answer for this, so that's why I'm going to actually discuss it with you.
Yeah, and chat, if you have any opinions as well.
Yeah.
This is something I was just kind of thinking of while we were talking, so I haven't really fleshed it out.
Mm-hmm.
If you in chat, if you've been doing something similar or you have any suggestions, let us know. It'll help me, it'll help everyone.
Chat, I'm not that serious of a person. I just have a resting serious face, I promise. But all right, so chat, what are some ways to take this idea of stop focusing on the W and make it a specific, measurable, attainable, and relevant goal, and time bound, of course?
Okay, stop focusing on the W. So one of the things I do, I think it's just I do it elsewhere, not just in Brawlhalla. But I play ranked in multiples of 5.
Okay.
And so like I'll play ranked and then I'll get but I do it in multiple of 5 wins.
Oh, okay.
So like yeah. So like I'll play until I get 25 wins, and then I'll play until I get 30 wins, and then I'll play again until I get 35 wins. Which I think leads to a lot of the like, oh, I got to get back into it. I got to get back in. I need that last one, So I think definitely I need to stop doing that, right?
Yeah.
Like I maybe maybe I just do 5 games, not 5 wins, or just 10 games. So yeah.
That's
and
sorry, you can go.
yeah, I mean, I think that was just one aspect of the way I focus on a win rather than on learning or improvement, because I'm not really looking at like it was 5 wins or 10 losses. I didn't learn anything from the 10 losses, right? I'm not paying attention to them. Or even if it was 5 wins, 1 loss. So that's definitely one thing I should stop doing, is focusing on getting 5 wins in a session. Unless that's that could be a different goal, right? For a different reason.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely
not for me.
Yeah, it's
not for me, not for this reason.
It's not a bad goal per se. I mean, obviously, it's not hitting all of the marks of what a SMART goal is, but there's nothing wrong with having your goal be like wanting to hit 5 wins. But obviously, that's counter to what you're doing here, and I think that's what you're kind of speaking to is something that I also see a lot, is like the mentality of like you got to go out on a W, right? Like you got to like whatever your win-loss is. When you're about to be done for the day, there's going to be a lot of people who are like, nope, I just lost 3 games in a row. I have to have that one win to be like satisfied with my gameplay. And I think ultimately
satisfying.
Yeah,
it's never satisfying, because then you're just like, all right, I got it. Let's get back into it. Yeah. So this year I don't want to do that. I want to stop saying go out on a win. Yeah. Because I do that a lot. So this year I will not tell myself that I'm going out on a win. I go out, I set my intention to go out before I play the game. And then I leave once that match is over. Dexter Boot had a really good point, and this is something I like. He says, Sirs, maybe switch it out and play 2s ranked for a bit. I like that, specifically because I don't play enough 2s. And I think maybe that should be another one, is I think I focus a lot on my 1v1, and I actually haven't played a lot of 2s, ranked or otherwise. So, I think switching for me, I think that's a really good suggestion for a lot of people. I think for me, I know that if I need a break, switching to 2s is not going to help me. Because like I just need to take those deep breaths, get back, focus, maybe watch a replay. I think switching to 2s would just get me back into that thing. But I think that is something that can be very helpful for a lot of people. So if you think that's the case for you and you want to do it, definitely try that out, because it is something I see a lot of people do as well.
Yeah, I definitely see people not specifically switch to 2s, but maybe like switch game modes, or kind of just like play mostly is like play a different game mode. Like, oh, that was a tough loss. I'm gonna go play a strikeout to like decompress is kind of like the idea behind that. I had a thing and now I forgot it because of the conversation, but I apologize. But yeah, okay, yeah. So with this, I think one thing that happens a lot with people who focus on that W, myself included, is it's very easy to snowball into like long game sessions, right? Very easy to say like, okay, I'm only going to play for 10 minutes, however many games that is. And then you start hitting a loss and then you start being like, all right, well, I got to, play another one until I win. And then that snowballs into like playing for an hour, 2 hours, however much, to hit like your elo that you started at or whatever. I think having hard cutoffs is a good way to kind of break that habit. So instead, this is going to be a situation where you want to be like, I'm going to play only 10 games, or I'm going to only play for 30 minutes. And after that,
and then take a break.
More. Yeah.
Right. Take a break, go get some water, do something else before I come back to it. Yeah. So hard cutoff times. Yeah, that's good. I think I think that'll vary a lot depending from session to session.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. Yeah. So I don't want to like say like, okay, I'm only going to play for this amount. Because sometimes I can play for 3 hours. Sometimes I can only play for 20 minutes.
How about we're gonna say set a timer before you start playing for the day. So that way you're saying, all right, I have an allotted like the equivalent of like your lunch period, right? You're like, I have an allotted hour to play, and that I have a timer that's gonna go off at the end of that time. Right. That lets me know no more.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Stop focusing on the W. I like that. It's tough though. It's I think that's a real tough one because it's human nature as well, right?
Absolutely.
Like, whether it's for Brawlhalla or for anything, right? Like it's very common for people to just focus too much on the success of the end goal or what they perceive as is the success, right? Like whereas that's not my goal. My success is not the number of W's I have. My success is improvement and getting better at the game. And it's sometimes those two things can kind of confuse each other sometimes. So
yeah, I think it's hard to quantify your kind of skill level as a player, and I think a lot of people create this false equivalency of elo means better, and they'll say, oh, I am 1600 elo today when I was 1590 yesterday, and I am a better player today. When it's fully possible, you just ran into a bunch of tin players because you were playing at a weird hour, and that's how you hit your 1600. Things like that.
Or someone else was having a bad game.
Exactly.
It can happen. I've definitely taken W's against people that I had no business taking W's from. It happens.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely been like. You know what? I got a W because my opponent, they disconnected off their first stock, and I still got that W. My elo is higher. That doesn't mean I played particularly better, especially if they got it down to one stock each or something like that. But definitely trying to break that kind of connection between elo and like personal value. Again, this is stuff that like Egg Soup talked about. So again, I would recommend going to that video. But there's like this mentality that like the higher elo you are, the more valuable you are as a person. And when you can break that connection, when you can understand that who you are as a person is not related to how good of a player you are. And like for Egg Soup, that meant to him, he was like, well, if I stopped playing right now, that doesn't devalue who I am as a person. I still know who I am. I still think I am a good person and a good player. So being able to make that disconnect is going to help a lot with that kind of anxiety and frustration that happens.
Right, for sure. I think in general, like it's a good idea. I think that applies more so than just the game too, right? Like
for sure.
Like about values, self-worth, self-confidence, that kind of stuff.
All right. So we've set some SMART goals. I think I don't want to go into all of these because it's going to be a little bit, and honestly, some of them there's interplay. So I think that would be a lot, and maybe
Yeah.
this is something that you want to do on your spare time, Cyrus, if you have more time. But let's go to some of the next steps now. We're gonna make an action plan. I think that was a little bit in the goal, but I'm gonna read out what is specific to this action plan description, and then we'll come up with an action plan for one of the two that we kind of wrote up. So, action plan. This step is often missed in the process of goal setting. You get so focused on the outcome that you forget to plan all of the steps that are needed to go along the way. By writing out the individual steps and then crossing each one off as you complete it, you'll realize that you are making progress towards your ultimate goal. This is especially important if your goal is big and demanding or long term. I think to take that entire statement and kind of equate it to what we're doing, right? So if your overarching goal is to hit that plat elo 1680, then this is kind of like all of those steps in between. Or how we can take this is that this is your taking a calendar and putting a big X on each day that you played your rank game. You know what I mean? Like this is your like having a physical action, crossing a thing off a list, to let you know that, you accomplished your goal for the day. So what do you want that to be?
That's kind of similar to what I was thinking, is, have a sheet of paper. So one of the things I do for my aquarium is I have a thing, and like I have the things that need to be done weekly and the things that need to be done monthly, and then I just check them off, and it's a dry erase, so I can reset it each week. So I think some sort of system like that where I can just like, hey, this is 1 week, this is what I want to get done, and then I tick them off, and then just kind of just as I go through it each week, and then on Monday I come in and wipe it, start all over again. And that's good because I think it helps me hold myself accountable, and it also serves as a reminder, right? Because sometimes you forget, sometimes you get busy, sometimes life gets in the way, things happen all the time, right? Like, so I think it'll serve as a reminder and as kind of like, hey, accountability as well.
Okay.
So I'm gonna figure out a system for that, but I think it'll be some sort of 7-day checklist where it's just like, hey, just tick off this box every day. Every time I get it done. Actually, here, I might get some, I got like the stands I use for my monitors have little holes in them. So maybe I'll put like a little peg in each hole every day or something.
I think the more you can tie goal accomplishment to a physical action, like this is again kind of like that whole idea behind like why gold stars work. Because like, right. at the end of the day, you and I, we could go to the grocery store or whatever, buy a pack of stickers, put up a sheet of paper and put a bunch of stickers on it and feel accomplished or whatever. But there's something that tying like that physical action to what your goal is, kind of, gives yourself those endorphins, gives yourself that kind of like, I accomplished what I needed to do. I don't know what necessarily is going to work for you. I'm going to throw out a couple suggestions that you can yay or nay, however you feel. But what do you feel about like putting a tweet out, making it so that it's not just yourself being accountable, but having the community hold you accountable as well, like a weekly tweet of like, this week I played X games? Or is that too much of an impetus and suddenly it's going to lose interest?
I don't think it's an impetus, but realistically, I don't think that'll work. I'm personally not very big on social media. Like, okay. I don't have any of the apps on my phone. I very infrequently go on social media. So that would kind of force me to go on Twitter a lot more.
Okay.
So I think that one wouldn't work for me. That one wouldn't work for me.
Okay. This is going to be, obviously I would, in a perfect world, this is something that anyone who is watching can take this stuff and do it themselves. I'm going to just, point this out because I think it's a cool object is, there's a calendar that, Simone Yish put out. $365, but it's literally just a bunch of buttons that light up, and each time you accomplish your daily goal, you get to press that button, it lights up. It's got like a tactile feel to it. Obviously, I'm not expecting a million people to put out and to buy a $365 calendar, but I do think that's
$1 per day of the year.
It's $1 per day. that's the thing. But I if that's something, if you're, I guess, capable of, I would recommend it, because I just think it's a really cool idea. And again, having that kind of tactile and visual connection to it definitely helps a lot.
So I agree. I just want to build on your point. So that's something I do a lot in my personal life as well. Like I'm big on, my biggest one is like lists.
Yeah.
So I make a lot of lists and then I cross them off, right? Like you get a task done, you cross it off the list. And I didn't always do that, and I found it's great. It's great for motivation, it's great for organization, it's great for helping you remember stuff. And so like, if there's a bunch of stuff I want to do, well, I don't want to people will screenshot whenever I'm about to show them, but like, if like, over the holiday break, I had a bunch of things I wanted to get done around the house, and it's tough, especially when you're kind of, when there's not much going on and nothing's happening. It's tough to find the motivation. But it helped me a lot, right? Because I wrote down, like, this is what I want to do. I want to fix this. I want to improve this. I want to move this. I want to get rid of this. And then I would just go and say, okay, I want to hit 2 of these things a day. Or once I was done with a day, I'd say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this task and this task, right? And then cross them off the list. So that's kind of what works for me outside of Brawlhalla as well. So I think, this is going to be really good for me within Brawlhalla as well.
Okay.
So some sort of like, I really like that calendar, man. I don't know if I can
I can't justify the price tag, but
honestly,
it's sweet.
But that is something like that I think is super useful for anyone watching. Even if you just write it down, just you get a blank sheet of paper and put 365 dots on it, and then just cross them out each day, if you can, so that's an awesome one, dude. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm going to just quickly look through some of these. They all kind of generally hit the same points. So probably the last thing I'm going to bring up is kind of this pennant system. I think a lot of people will end up doing this thing where, like, I didn't hit my goal for the day, right? So I didn't do my 5 push-ups yesterday, so I'm going to do 10 push-ups today, right? Like, they'll like add it together, and from what I have read and what I have seen, that ends up just making that mountain bigger. It makes the desire to go and do that exercise even worse. So what I am trying to tell you is, like, obviously evaluate yourself. If that's something that works for you, if saying, if I don't do this, I can't eat a donut today, then you know what, like, you set your own goals. But me personally, if for me personally, if I fail to hit my goal, I want to just not get knocked down. Instead, I just want to say, okay, I'm going to make sure I do it the next day. Like, you know what I mean? So just make sure you're not falling off that horse. Make sure you're still sticking with that habit. But I guess I'll let you kind of self-evaluate and say, like, is it better for you to have some sort of punishment, or is it better for you to
for stuff like that, I usually just make it up.
Okay.
That's what I've done in the past. So like for the push-up one, like if I didn't do my push-ups today, I would either do double in the next session, or I would just do 2 sessions the next day. But you know what? I didn't do my push-ups today, so
yeah.
Thanks for calling me out, Duke.
Hey, those are just random things. All right. But I think we've set some really good goals. I think we've given kind of people ideas on how to set their goals. Just remember, kind of the big overarching things are, like, you want to set good habits. You want to make sure that you have SMART goals that are actionable, specific, and you set time limits, because obviously It's one thing to say I'm gonna hit 1680 eventually versus I'm gonna hit 1680 December 31st. You know, so things like that. But on that note, we still because we started late, we're gonna go a little bit. How do you feel about playing some just Brawlhalla for the next 30 minutes?
Yeah, I'm down. I was
Okay.
actually someone posted a room number in the chat, and I was actually trying to join it, but it was invalid. So
Oh no.
yeah. But let's do it. Let's wait.
What's up?
I haven't played a ranked game this year, so I can't watch a replay.
Okay. Well, I mean, you don't have to start with ranked right now. We can, you know what? Today it's your first day. I'll let you play ranked off stream. We can just. Do you want to just play some community games?
Oh yes, Lolo chats. You want to play with us? Come, hop in the stream, hop in the room.
Do you have a room?
No, I do not.
I'll make a room.
But he asked so nicely. They asked so nicely.
All right, chat. I'm gonna give you all some time. Open up your Brawlhalla clients if you want to play some community games with us. Again, we started a little bit late because we had a little bit of trouble booting everything up. But as our penance, which again I just said we shouldn't be doing, but we're gonna make it up to y'all. We're gonna go over till 2:30, and y'all can play with us. And then after that, we'll let y'all all be free. All right. What game mode do you want to play? Do you want to do some like actual playing of like, I don't know, twos, or do you want to do some?
I got one more goal before we wrap
games?
up that
All right.
section.
All right, sure.
So if any of you watched this stream last year, I said I had one goal, and that was to give out more codes. I did successfully give out more codes in 2020 than I did in 2019. I want to continue that, and I will be giving out more codes in 2021 than I have in 2020.
Be specific.
That
Tell
is-
me how many codes.
Oh man, I don't have a number.
Yeah, you gotta just say a number.
How many codes am I allowed to give out before I get in trouble?
We'll see.
That's way
Because you
too
don't
many.
want to ask chat for a number.
The thing is, the other problem is it also, like, I only give out codes on social media, and I don't use social media that much. So,
Well, maybe this will be your incentive to use social media more. 25. This person wants
No
you to
way.
only give out 25 codes.
I think I gave out 25 just when we were doing the charity stream.
Wow, chat. Okay, I was expecting more million ones.
All right, let's set it at 100 codes. I think I can give out 100.
100 is your.
I don't know how many I can go back and count how many I gave out this year on Twitter, but I'll
Here, we're gonna
yeah.
we're gonna full on make this a goal. Give out 100 codes.
Minimum of 100 codes. Yeah, I will try.
Give me the smart. Give me the details of how you're gonna give out these codes.
I'm gonna
everything
give
in
them
between.
out on most of the codes. I would say will be given out on Twitter.
Why
by
so serious?
By December 31st. What was so S? What was S? Set the goal. What was M?
Specific, measurable.
Specific.
So how many
Measurable.
codes per time span? Actionable, realistic. I think 100 is realistic, and then timely. So you set your December 31st. So
Yeah. So you know what? I like the time span thing. So let's say 15 codes a month.
okay, 15 codes a month. If you hit this 15 codes a month, you're gonna far exceed 100. So this is minimum.
Chat. If I don't give out 15 codes a month on Twitter, hit me up on Twitter. But don't like blow me
Spam
up
his
on
Twitter.
Just
Do it.
Yeah, don't destroy my Twitter. Just be like, hey, by the way, you only gave out 7.
How about chat? This is your opportunity. Every Friday, at the last Friday of every month, if Cirrus hasn't hit his 15 codes goal, then y'all get to spam Twitter code. Y'all get to spam him in Twitch chat. So you can't avoid it. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. So 15 codes a month out on your Twitter by December 31st.
I feel like it should be 10 codes a month. Because the math that if I did 10
10's
a month, it's
120 total.
Right, it's closer. It's closer.
Yeah, 10 codes a month. That's I think that's super doable. But yeah, his Twitter, why so serious? I guess capital S if you want. Go ahead and follow him. You can follow me if you want as well. I don't care. But that's your goal.
I'm gonna drop your
All right, we're gonna go back here.
Duke X.
All right, let's play some Brawlhalla. We still have another 23 minutes.
Somebody drop Duke's Twitter in chat too, please.
Okay, so do you want to play stock games or do you want to play like kind of variable game modes, like the more like
variable game modes, yeah.
Brawl Ball, things like that? Okay. Chat, what game mode do y'all want to play? We're gonna open it up.
Bubble tag.
Okay, bubble tag. We're gonna open it up. We're gonna play some bubble
I saw
tag.
bubble tag, then I saw Brawl Ball, and then I saw Frosty. Whoa,
Okay.
Lucian's sword.
He's ready.
Yo, I had some Lucian's sword. If you're watching, I had someone hit me up. I had a friend of mine hit me up, and his little cousin was playing Brawlhalla, and he wouldn't believe, like, and my buddy was like, and so I started talking to his little cousin, and his little cousin asked me, he's like, hey, do you know Lucian's sword? Dude, it melted my heart.
All right. We're waiting on Dat Killed, I think. I'm gonna play some bubble tag with y'all.
Oh, I have game sounds turned off.
Cyrus.
My bad. I had game sounds turned off.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oof.
It's a good one. Nice.
Who says spam doesn't work?
Ooh.
Ooh, that was
We
a
got
good down
three of
save.
us, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go full support. Oh.
Oh, I missed. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I thought I was
I
going to be able to
do
get through
not-
that.
I don't know how Sheepy does it, dude. that is so tough to be like full support and bubble tag. That is tough.
Oh, somebody's asking what bubble tag is. Interesting. Okay, so bubble tag, basically, you can think of it kind of like freeze tag, but the frozen person has some semblance of movement. If you hit an opponent, then you're bubbling them. If you hit your teammate, then you're freeing them from the bubble. And the goal is to get all of the opponents into bubbles. There you go. All right. What game mode? Chat, what's the game mode?
I saw Brawl Ball.
Okay.
Dude, game audio is super low.
Oh, is the game? Okay, apologies. Thank you for the notification. Right.
Ooh, I saw Kung Foot. I'm down for some Kung Foot next.
We can do Kung Foot next.
Everybody swapped out. Oh, you did the clear thing.
Yeah, I did the just purge the whole lobby. So normally our streams end at 2 p.m. Eastern, but we started a little bit late, so we're going to go a little bit extra, and we're going to go till 2:30 p.m. Eastern, which is about 18 more minutes to make up for the fact that we started a little bit late. All right, waiting for Super Was.
Super Was.
Super Was, if you don't lock in soon, I gotta kick you.
Super Was in the lobby.
Hey, oh, there we go.
All right.
Okay.
Duke is cool. Yes, he is. Excuse me?
We don't always last for an hour and a half. Usually I try to be pretty good about not going too long. But like I said, today we started late just for technical reasons. Oh man, the jumps. The jumps.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I've never played Mako on this game mode, so. Where'd I go? All right.
Nice. Unarmed. Let's go. What is my pickup?
Where you going? Where you going? Oh no. Clear it! Clear it! We got one.
I'm really enjoying Unarmed in Brawl Ball. Is that a thing? Do people play Unarmed in Brawl Ball?
I don't think so. I mean, like, obviously, somebody has to play unarmed to pick up the ball.
Oh, no! Oh, no, miscalculated.
Dang.
Oh, that Isaiah. Perfect jumps. Every time.
Dang. All right. Good pickup. Our Olgrim's doing well. You good there, sirs?
I'm defending.
Huh.
Oh,
I don't think you are.
I mean, ain't nobody scored?
Yeah, so
what
was that?
Whew.
I don't know about that.
All right.
Oh goodness.
So what's the best way to clear it? Just throw it off the side?
Yeah, you can. I mean, you want to throw it forward because if you throw it off the side, it'll spawn above us.
Oh, oops. My bad. Oh.
Oh no! Why'd you throw it? Throw your weapon.
Oh. Oh. Whoa, good call. I gotta play Brawl Ball more.
Ooh! Dang it! All right, good luck, team.
What happened?
I got booted.
Ooh, rip. Oh, wow, that was great defense by the blue team.
Sorry, chat.
Yep. That was really good. Well played. Ooh. All right, what are we? Oh, I'm in charge.
We got to make a new one. Give me a
All
sec.
right. I'm horrible at lobbies, so I'm just gonna wait for you to make
Yeah.
it.
Do we win?
We did, if I can say it on the record.
Sure.
No, we
yeah,
didn't win.
totally. Nobody saw the result. So.
We didn't win, but you know. But I still count it as a W. Why are you so focused on the W's, Duke?
Oh my gosh, that's
What
really
did you
annoying
learn
noise.
in the game?
You don't have to worry about the W's. I get to worry about the W's. I don't know what that sound was, but I apologize.
Dexter Boot, thanks. That's really nice of you.
What in the world?
Someone's asking for... Okay. Is that a little cat in the background?
Of you or me?
Of you.
Yeah, he stole my chair. I don't know if anyone watched the Tuesday stream, but that's the chair he likes, and that's why he...
That's the cat chair.
All right,
Yeah,
I can't...
I think both my cats are. One's over there, and then one's over there. That's Tom.
Yeah, that's Tom. What is going on?
Someone is asking to see the goals again. So I can just talk about them. I don't have the list specifically, but
have it.
first
You wanna do
goal
that?
is to hit 15 like gold 4/5 by June, and then plat by the end of the year. Oh, there we go. All right, I'm gonna read them out loud for the people that wanted to see it.
Do you want the general? There's the general ones, and then here's
Yeah,
us
let's
getting
do them
detailed.
all while we're. All right, Surus hits plat 1680. Surus stops talking about himself in the third person. Play ranked more confidence with ranked. Less concerned about rank as a number. Focus nailing down combos, specifically for lots like all weapons. Watch replays and video on demand. Watch more esports with an analytical view. Watch pro player streams more. Stop focusing on the W and play twos more. So smart goals. Hit 1680 elo by December 31st. 5 ranked matches a week. Minimum of 1 ranked match every day on PC weekday. Switch on weekend. with a warm-up. My warm-up is going to be 2 strikeout games, and I watch the replay of my previous ranked match. Consistently hit gold 4, peak gold 5 by June. 478 breathing post-game ritual. So after every game, I don't jump right back in. I stop, breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and then exhale for 8 seconds. Which, by the way, is also just a good breathing technique in general.
Yeah.
Stop focusing on the W. Play only 5 games instead of 5 wins. Focus on learning from the losses, picking up mistakes. Set an intention before I start and leave when that is over. So if I say, hey, I'm only going to play 5 games, then I'm only going to play 5 games. If I say I'm playing for 2 hours, then I only play for 2 hours. I don't keep going, oh, one more game, one more win. Hard cutoff time. Set a timer before you start playing for the day. So if I say, hey, I'm only going to play 10 games, or I'm only going to play for an hour, then I don't kind of keep focusing on, because what happens is I keep going for that win. Action plan. Have a sheet of paper or some sort of, checklist where I can like mark down every time I hit the task, which is self-accountability. 7-day checklist, and then give out more codes on Twitter. Minimum 100. Goal is 10 codes a month.
Yep, that's those are our Cirrus's goals. Of course, there's more in here that kind of interplays with all this, but we didn't go into each single one and break it down because obviously that would have been a very long stream. But unfortunately, I think we have to call it here. I know I said I'd give y'all another 7 more minutes unless Cirrus has a way to drag it out a little more. I got to call it. But other than that, I hope y'all learned some stuff. I hope there's some stuff that y'all can take. If you want, go ahead and make your own goals, your own SMART goals. Post it on the social medias. You can either tag me, tag Cirrus, tag Brawlhalla. Maybe we'll shout y'all out. It'll be super cool to see what everyone's goals are and what their action plans are to make those. Make sure you put it in writing. Make sure you put it in a physical context because that'll make it so much more real. But yeah, Cirrus, any parting words before I think we get to finish our final stuff?
No. Wash your hands, wear a mask.
Yeah, be safe out there. Other than that, we are going to be rating Simple. Let me double check that I have Simple's Twitch ready. But we're going to be rating Simple, another EU person, pro player out there. Obviously a very talented player. Did very well. Does very well year to year. Let me just find. There's Fuzzy. Simple Tastic out. Yeah, I knew it was something confusing. Okay, we are gonna be rating Simple. Go give Simple some love. And we will see y'all on the next stream. I'll add an extra 6 minutes on whatever the next stream I'm on. Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, have a wonderful rest of your days. Bye bye Twitch stream. Bye.
Thanks for watching.
All right, it's just me and YouTube and you, Cirrus.
Yeah, dude, that was a great
Wait, no,
topic.
YouTube can hear us. Hey, YouTube. Hi. Did y'all enjoy that topic? Okay. Well, anyways, hope y'all have a good day.
Yeah.